Well, it looks like Gracie's went ahead and got everything out for our meal tonight. We already got the rice prepared, so we got to get cooking the main entree. Let's see what she's got for us here. Oh, she's got some sea bass salmon. Oh, that'll be just fine. Some pepper stir fry mix with the yellow onion, red, yellow, and green bell peppers. Ooh, yeah, that'll go good. Couple stalks of celery, a yellow onion, and what she's got for seasonings over here. Some minced garlic, salt, ground black pepper, Old Bay, oregano, basil. Oh, to add a little heat, she's got some crushed red pepper too. And of course, some red gold stewed tomatoes, some original rotel, and some tomato sauce. Oh, she got the cornstarch out. I guess that's to thicken it up. And of course, we got this fine, deep saute pan from Carote. Yeah, lovely lady up in PA sent that to me. Yes, she did. Thank you, B. We really do enjoy using it. And yeah, we needed one poorly. Yes, we did. So yeah, we're all set up here to show you a fabulous, delicious, and tasty dish that maybe you've never seen before. Yeah, she's got it all ready. Now comes the hard part, putting it all together. But I think it'll be easy. It's challenging, but it's going to be all so good. Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. So good to have you back in the little old country kitchen again. And as you can see, we've got everything out to prepare a delicious meal. So if you got the time, pull up a chair and grab a cold drink and a snack. And sit and watch us a while we put together this amazing meal for me and all of you too. So y'all, got some slicing and dicing here to do. And first thing we're going to do is manage this celery. Cut it up. It ain't hard. Nope. We're just going to lay it down like that. We're going to come back over the top, cut it like that, and give it a chop. It ain't hard. About that size right there. And we're going to continue this. It ain't hard. Don't got to be perfect. Just, you know, you can put it in any size pieces you want to. This is what I want. And if you turn it to where it's ribs up, your knife will follow those ribs. And you're cutting it up. Maybe you didn't know that, but it will. And it only takes a minute. The gong. So, must be something special going on if we heard the gong. I like celery. It's got a lot of flavor. And it's really adds a lot of flavor to soups and stews. And you might wonder what this dish is that we're putting together for you. Well, some people would call it fish stew. Yeah, other people would say stewed salmon. Others would even call it poached, but it's not. Because what we're actually doing tonight is we're braising, not B-R-Z, but B-R-A-I-S, the salmon with peppers and tomato. And there we have it. We got our celery all chopped up just the way we want it. We'll scoot it over there. And we'll get on to the onion, which is right there. Cut off the one end, cut off the other, I don't claim to be an onion peeling pro. You know, I just go at it. Try not to cut myself in the process and do it as quick as I can. Then give it a quick peel. Of course, that is if it'll cooperate. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. And anytime you're doing a video is about the time it won't cooperate. And such is the case right here in front of all of you. But there is a trick to it. Just take it like you saw me do. Smush it on down. Get your hands all oniony. And there you have it. Peeled. And all this goes in the compost bag. Don't worry. We wipe up the counter as we go. And then we're just going to give it, it's about the same slices as we gave that celery. Chunk it up, sort of kind of family style, just like that. Turn it over, hit it again, and it's done all up. Just like that. And there we have it. Our veg is prepared. Time to wash up. Now I'm using red gold stewed tomatoes for this dish. And you can see they're in big thick slices. And I don't want that. That's a little bit too big for me. So let me show you what I do. You can take your kitchen scissors, or you can do like this. You can just put this in there, give it a good squish down, and what it'll do, it'll cut up those tomatoes some for you. This is called I think a dough blender thingy, but I find it works really fine for cutting up my stewed tomatoes into smaller strips. See? There you go. Wasn't hard. No, I mean, we could have left them in those whole round thick slices. But that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Right here. Woo! It was just that easy. I love stewed tomatoes, don't you? Well, now that we got the hard part all done, you know, chopping up the veg, getting our crushed, our stewed tomatoes all crushed up, let's turn on some heat on this pan. We'll turn it to a medium. And we're going to start this all off with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I'd say about 2 tablespoons. Just enough to lube up the whole pan. Like that. And then, of course, we're going to add in some sweet cream butter. Oh yeah. You know it. Nothing goes better than olive oil and sweet cream butter. Don't you know it? We'll let that start to melt in. Ooh, that butter's already starting to melt. Right there and starting to shimmer in the pan. So with that said, we're going to dump in the veg. That's celery and onion. We're just going to give it a little stir and let it start to cook up. Of course, as you cook, don't worry about your onion coming apart. It will. I'm always a little impatient. So, you know, I gotta take my little wood spatula and break it up a little bit. So we got that all in there. Looking fine. Now we're gonna add a little bit of garlic in there. And we're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of dehydrated minced garlic. And if you know your dry measurements to fresh, 1/4 teaspoon of dry minced garlic or jar garlic, you know, garlic in a jar, is equal to 1 clove. So, what we did was put 1 teaspoon in, equal to 4 cloves. Now, you could also use garlic powder, but for 1 clove of garlic, you only use 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. See how that goes? I didn't have fresh garlic, and in all truth, I'm trying to use up my dehydrated. So this works out just fine. See how that's starting to, that olive oil and that butter's starting to fizzle and shimmer away? Yeah, that's what we want. Now this goes together pretty fast. So once that gets all nice and hot, it starts shimmering away, and you can see the onions starting to get a little translucent, we're going to slip in those stewed tomatoes. Woo! I love them stewed tomatoes, but you could use diced tomatoes if you want to. It's yours. Do what you want to. And we'll start to give that a little stir. Yeah. It's going to be colorful, if nothing else. But let me tell you, it's going to be all the more flavorful. Oh yes, it is. Once it all starts cooking up, coming together, I'm going to tell you what, with a little bit of seasoning, salt, pepper, the oregano and basil, you can just don't put no meat in and eat this over rice. And it's mighty nice. Remember that. Next time, your food budget balance is 0. Now we're going to lay in the rotel, which is just some more tomatoes and green chilies. Just like that. Woo! I've done the same thing. This same sauce and stew base here for like cube steaks. Ooh yeah. Nothing finer. And just let them braise down. Because see, braising in a liquid, regardless of what your protein is what you're doing is you're going to be submerging that protein in this sauce, and then you're going to simmer it on down, low and slow. So you can use a tough coat of meat with this dish too. It's just not for fish. No, it's not. And like I said, you can use any type of fish you want to. Now we're going to bring on the tomato sauce. Right there. 8 ounces of it. Look at there. And we're going to add just a little bit of water too. I got me a little over a half can of water. Help me wash out all that tomato goodness. And there's all the ingredients. Pour our braising base and our stew. Now, we got to do some seasoning. And we all know that basil enhances tomato flavor. So we're going to be adding in a teaspoonful of basil. Dried basil, that is. And next, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano. Just like that. Stir and stir and stir. Get it all worked in. Ooh, yeah. The house is already starting to smell really fine. Yes, it is. Now we're going to hit it with a teaspoon of Old Bay. Yeah, buddy. Just like that. And stir that on in. Now we may add a little bit more of that Old Bay. Look at that. The onions are all coming together, getting nice and translucent, soaking up that fine flavor from this sauce. You see that sauce it's made? Woo! I wish y'all could smell it. It's just marvelous. Yes, it is. Now I don't want it too spicy, so I'm only going to hit it with a quarter of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. That'll give it some warmth, some heat. Next up, some ground black pepper. This gives it that peppery bite that we all like. At least I do. You know, if you don't want the crushed red pepper, just put in the black. You know, it gives it that peppery bite without the heat. And then when it comes to salt, we all know tomatoes need salt. But what I tend to do more nowadays is just sprinkle some on and wait and give it a taste test, and then see what else I need to give it later on. Because I don't want too much salt anymore. I want enough that enhances the flavor, but I don't want enough to raise my blood pressure, if you know what I mean. We're going to turn that down to about a 2. Now we're not ready to put in our salmon or our fish or whatever protein we want to submerge in it and start the braising process yet. And of course, of all the proteins you can use, the quickest one to braise is fish. Because see, we got to let all this cook through. So we're going to put it down low, so it's on a low simmer. Right there. And I'm turning it on low. And I'm going to let that celery, the onion, and tomatoes all cook together and become happy. And family too. And then we'll be back. I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. So hey, bring your cold drinks and snacks. Let's go in the den and have a chat. Well, that pesky timer is going off. So it's been a little over 30 minutes of it simmering on low. Let's check it out and see how that veg is doing. Woo! It is smelling so divine. I'm telling you. Ooh, cook at home, folks. Make the house happy. There's a lot of things your house can smell like, but you won't frown if your house smells like this. And I'm going to see how tender my celery is. So I got some right here. Now the celery, it's still got a little bit of a bite, which I like. But by the time this dish all comes together, it'll be just right. But you might have thought, oh, Mr. Tom, you forgot the peppers. No, I did not. I don't add them in the beginning Because if you know anything about cooking up green, red, and yellow bell peppers, you cook them too long and they'll just get all mushed up. And I don't want that. So let me get them out of the freezer, because we're going to add them in now. Now granted, there's some onion in this mix as well, but that'll be okay, because we still got some cooking to go on. And what I've learned is frozen veg, you know, when it's frozen instead of fresh, doesn't take as long to cook up. So we're just going to drop that all in there, just like that. There we go. Now we got a pretty full pot, don't we? But it's going to cook down. It's looking rather festive, isn't it? With the green and yellow and red bell peppers, that celery, and onion all in it. Woo! Now she's looking good. And hey, if you didn't have no fresh onion, I like a lot of onion. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just use a bag of this pepper stir fry. I picked these up at Dollar General. 12 ounces for $1.25. Can't beat it. One of those onion tried to escape. So, I'm just going to turn up our heat a little more, because we're going to start letting it cook those peppers up and those other frozen onions. And we're going to let our sauce start to reduce while we prep up our salmon. Okay? Now we got to prep our salmon. And it comes vacuum sealed. And I got this too at Dollar General. I think they had it on sale for, that bag was 2 for $10. Yes, it was. I didn't think it was a bad deal. Now, they're just salmon fillets, but salmon's expensive. So anytime you can find it on sale, ooh, I'd jump on it, because we need to eat more fish. Now I got our 3 salmon fillets on the plate there. And now I'm going to give them a little season up. So to season our salmon, we're just going to hit it with a little ground black pepper right on top. Of course, this will all mix in with that wonderful braising sauce. A little salt. And of course, some more Old Bay. And as this sort of defrosts a little, while we're continuing to cook our sauce, it'll stick and adhere more to the salmon and season it on up, just like that. So our salmon's all pre-seasoned on top, and we're going to let our sauce continue to simmer over there with the lid off for a while. And here's the thing about cooking times: you just sort of gotta judge it for yourself. You know, how tender you want those veg. You know, you might like them softer than I do, or you might want some bite in them too. But we're just going to let this sauce simmer right here for about 15 more before we place the salmon on in, because it goes pretty quick after that. So I'm going to set a timer. I'm thinking I'll go 20 minutes. And we'll be right back. Well, the timer's going back off. Let's check our sauce. Oh yeah, it's starting to thicken up nicely. And I'm thinking, those bell peppers and everything, let's turn that annoying thing off. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. I'm thinking the peppers and, you know, they were frozen. And the frozen onion are just right. Let me get a official taste tester and give it a shot. Let's see, I got the official taste tester. And let me find a small piece of that bell pepper. Got one right there. Woo, it's hot. Oh yeah. They're nice and tender now. Woo, I love using frozen veg. It actually will speed up the process. So now, we just got to slip in our fish. So we got our little salmon fillets here. They're not really thick. And we're just going to nestle them in underneath that beautiful braising sauce. Get the other one right on in there. You can act like a submarine. And here's the third one. Right there. Just work them on in. Just like that. Now here's the thing. It ain't gonna take long for that salmon to cook. Nope. Oh, about somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. You just want it to be flaky, not falling apart. We're gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. And we'll be back. Well, the timer just went off. And I'm going to turn off the heat. Because there's only one thing left to do, friends and family. And that's let it cool down a bit. Get a plate ready. You remember that rice I cooked up for you? And showed you how I do it? I got to get that. So I can make up a plate. Get this plated up too. And oh, off camera, or you may have noticed over here, I've got some fine buttered garlic, salt, and peppered Brussels sprouts as my side. Ooh, yeah, they're gonna be good. So yeah, you gotta eat your green. Remember that. So let me get a plate. Let's get this all served up to me and you. So yeah, we got our delicious rice right here that I cooked up for you earlier this evening. We're just going to take some of that rice, make a little bed of it on that plate right there, right like that. Now just see if we can get one of those salmon fillets out of here. Oh yeah. Woo, right there's one. We're going to lay it right on that bed of rice. And now we're going to dip out some of this wonderful sauce. And just cover that rice up. See, I didn't use the cornstarch because my sauce, I let it cook down. Woo, look at there. Don't that look scrumptious? Now we just get our Brussels sprouts to finish our plate. Here we go. Some of those fine garlic butter Brussels sprouts. Just like that. And there you have it. There's the finished plate. Let me bring you down and show it to you. Well, there it is, friends and family. The finished dish. And I'm starving to death. So we got to give it a taste test. Let's check this fish and see if it flakes, okay? Before we do a taste test. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at how that fish flakes. That'll be just fine. Well, let me set y'all up. and get a good taste test of this braised salmon with peppers, tomatoes, and onions. So y'all, I must look a sight because, you know, I've been cooking a while tonight. And like I say, the only thing left to do is give it a taste test for me and you. And we'll get us a nice big bite. Look at that right there. That flaky just right salmon, bell peppers, tomatoes, onions. Woo! It don't get no better than this. Mmm. 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 No. Mmm. 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 Wow. That's even better than I remember it. Yes, it is. Oh, wow. Ooh, I knew it was going to be. Let me try my Brussels sprouts. My butter and garlic Brussels sprouts. Mmm. Melt in your mouth. Those are mighty fine too. Ooh. That is good. I'm starving to death. I'm going to sit down and eat my plate. Hey, I think I'll have some buttered, crusty white bread. Yeah. And I'm going to enjoy my meal. Well, I hope you enjoyed cooking with me tonight and all that. See how I braise my fish and what I do with it all. And hey, I know it made a whole lot of sauce, but that was intentional. Because I'm going to be saving that sauce. Because now that it's made up, you know, once I eat the fish and what sauce I eat with it, I can use the remainder of sauce in so many ways. In the mornings, I can put a ladle in a saute pan, crack a couple eggs on top, and oh man, you got a mighty fine breakfast there, sort of like those huevos rancheros, except not. And if I want to, I can take out some cube steak or cube pork out of the freezer, slide it in, and cook it up. Yeah, it's endless possibilities. So hey, until I, the kitty crew, Cleo, Spooky, Fluffy Muffin, and my little princess of the house, Gracie, see you on that next episode of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood. Y'all take care. Stay safe out there. And may God bless you all as you bless those in your lives. You know we love you for stopping by. And goodbye for now. I'm hungry. I gotta eat. Ooh, yeah. Mighty fine. Later all.